You should run. You should see an optometrist because you're blind in that one eye. It's been one long Christmas Eve. You want to go get some eggnog? Yes. But if you buy me fruitcake, I will kill you.
Hi Batman, get your Batman figures at BigBadToyStore.com. Link is in the description. They're full of justice.
Hey kids, it's time for your
Big kids, here's your big review. The Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Unlimited, Batman Deathstroke 6-inch action figures by Mattel. So here we got the packaging of what I think is the last two action figures from the Batman Unlimited line. I believe the line is now canceled after these two figures, which is sad because these are probably the best two figures of the line. You can see it says Batman Unlimited, has a picture of Batman from Batman Arkham Asylum for Batman. You can see his window box. It says Batman right there. Same with Deathstroke, has a nice picture of him right there showing all his accessories, which he comes with quite a bit. Back here shows that same picture you see here on the front, plus with a nice little bio of Batman. You know who Batman is, young boy Bruce Wayne. Saw his parents fall victim of senseless crime and he vows revenge. You know the story. It also shows the other figures in the line. It has a little bio, says Bruce Wayne, CEO crime fighter, Gotham City. He's a master detective, vast arsenal of weapons and gadgets. And same for Deathstroke here. You can see his bio. He is Slade Wilson, underwent experimental treatment, gave him enhanced senses, agility, and strength, never failing to fulfill a contract. And you can see it says real name Slade Wilson, and heightened senses, agility, strength, and vast arsenal of weapons. Time for a double team review of justice. And here we got the Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Unlimited, Batman Deathstroke 6-inch figures. Really cool figures, not without their flaws, but let's take a closer look at them. Mattel did an awesome job on this Batman. It's probably one of their best Batman 6-inch figures to date. Sadly, they won't be doing any more of these. This is the last one in the Batman Unlimited line. But yeah, you can see here, it has a really nice head sculpt. Looks just like how he looks in the game. Has some nice blue eyes. I really like how the cowl. I believe that these were sculpted by the Four Horsemen. I believe that. Don't quote me on it. I love the neck piece. One thing I do love about the new suit, it's very reminiscent of kind of like the Christian Bale Batman suit. You know, very real world. It's kind of, I really love the detail on here. It's just like the bat symbol. The paint apps are really cool. And one thing that's great that people complain about Mattel a lot is that that they always have so many shared parts. Nothing is shared on this. This is completely 100% new tool. Nothing on here, I believe, is a reuse of anything. Like maybe like the gauntlets from Batman, like the first one, but from what they look like it's totally brand new. And like the gloves, everything. They did an exceptional job. And I really do like the cape. The texturing of the cape looks very leathery, almost like a Michael Keaton Batman cape, which is very cool. You know, I always think I do like the more cloth velvety look of Christian Bale's cape, but then at the same time, if you're going to beat people up with your cape, you want it to be very tough, you know, like how Michael Keaton Batman's cape was, or, you know, mostly how Batman's portrayed. So yeah, the detail on here is just astounding. I mean, wow, I really love this suit. I mean, it's really cool. Even you can see in the back right there, you know, it has some copyright things, but yeah, it even has some battle damage on here, which is so cool. But just a little bit, very subtle battle damage. So it's not full on like how he looks towards the end of the game. But yeah, he does have some peg holes on the bottom, which is very awesome. But yeah, I really love this. I wouldn't mind cosplaying of this Batman. Articulation, Batman's head actually is on a hinge ball joint, or it's on a really good ball joint. It feels like it's almost a hinge, but it can look up really good and look down, not too much, but still pretty good. It does fully rotate. His arms do fully rotate. The cape can get in the way a bit, so be careful of that. It does go in and out just this much. There's no bicep swivel, but he does have an elbow band that also swivels, so that's pretty good. He does have some wrist articulation that you kind of have to, it's a little tricky because of the way the gauntlets are made. So because he has fisted hands, he can't really like turn it that much, but you know, it's okay with the elbow swivel. It works okay. He doesn't have an ab crunch, but he does have a waist joint that fully rotates, and it doesn't look too bad too. Normally sometimes it looks really weird, but it doesn't look bad at all. Now he does likes to go forward and back. He does have the gaping Mattel crotch, which you can see here. It does rotate at the upper part of the leg, bends at 2 points at the knee, which is great to see. Finally, a Batman figure have double jointed knees, which is awesome. But yeah, the ankles do pivot forward and back slightly, but no ankle pivot. But still, you can, because of the cape and everything, you can get them in some dynamic poses. Good old Slade Wilson, Deathstroke the Terminator. Now, I really love how he looks in Batman Arkham Origins. I think he looks pretty badass. The paint on here, head sculpt, is phenomenal. Like, I love how you can see his blue eye. Why is it like Batman? They only make blue eye characters in this wave? I don't know. But anyway, this head sculpt is so cool. I love the little tie back here. He has a katana blade holder. Now, he just has so many cool things. Once again, no shared parts. This is all like original tooling that it looks like. You know, the pouches are pretty good. It's just black right here, but it's still, you know, the paint apps are really nice. I love the shading around here. It looks sick. Like, if you missed out on the DC Universe Classics Deathstroke, and you want a more modern look, I guess. I don't want to say New 52, but still, this is very cool. I really like how is designed in the game. Yeah, like the gloves. It's just so cool. He has a pistol holder right here that clip on. I'll get more into that, but you can see how it clips on here. It's so cool. He does have some weapon storage, which I like. You know, he has more pouches. He even has pouches on his boot because he has to be prepared. I love the armor. He also has peg holes. I love the texturing on the bottom of his feet. Like I said, the sculpting on here is phenomenal. He has some copyright stuff on the back here, but that's still not that bad. But overall, the sculpt on here is awesome. Articulation, Deathstroke's head can look up a little bit. It does look down really good. It's funny how Batman's head can look up but not really down, and this one is the opposite. His head can fully rotate. You just have to, his little headband thing it's pliable plastic, so you don't have to worry. So that's cool. His arms do fully rotate. They go in and out. The gun does fall off, but you can put it right back on there. And just like Batman, he bends at the elbow, not a full 90 degrees, but he does rotate, and his wrists do fully rotate. There's no thing that hinder it like Batman. His waist fully rotates, no ab crunch like Batman. His legs, only because of the pouches, he can't really go forward and back that much. It can't really, there's nothing you can do about this. Pouch hinders the articulation, which sucks. And he can't, also because of his butt, he can't really go back, so that kind of sucks. And his knees only bend not 90 degrees also, and they do rotate here at the upper part of the leg instead of the lower part. And his ankles do fully rotate. They kind of pivot forward and back, more back than forward. And yeah, so his articulation's a little weird, not as good as Batman. Deathstroke, unlike Batman, comes with 4 accessories. He comes with a katana blade that's a very pliable plastic. It does have some really nice detail on the hilt right there, some orange, which is really cool. And what's also great, he does have a sheath for it on the back that does work really well. You can place it on there. He also comes with a China pistol. I don't think that's not what it's called, but obviously it has a big old China on here. It does have some nice paint apps on there. Now, what's good and bad about it, if you are posing him, it kind of looks like he has some big attachment on there. But the reason for that, because he does have this little hole in here for the tab, so you can't place on there, which is great. I do like that. It just kind of looks weird when he doesn't have it like it's a big attachment. Also comes with this China rifle. What is it about these weapons that they have to mention that they're made in China? But oh well. This also has some really nice paint apps, very pearlescent paint. Now, one thing about this, unlike the DC Universe Classics one, there's no way I can think of the weapon storage. I guess you can kind of hide it under the sheath. It's kind of weird. You can kind of do like that if you really choose to, but otherwise you can just hold it in his hand. Now his hand, I should have showed this with the sword. It does hold all the weapons pretty good, but it's mostly made for the guns and the bow staff, because the katana sword can fall out really easily. Last but not least, he comes with his bow staff, a very nice bow staff. Has some really cool different texturing and different paint apps on it. Just like the rifle, I don't know if it's meant to have weapon storage on the figure like the DC Universe Classics one, but you can kind of slide it in there. In a way, kind of works, But yeah, I mean, or he holds it in his hand. Looks like you got my invitation. It's just you and me now. Come on. You didn't invite any teenagers to this, because I'm tired of seeing them kick your ass. Size comparison time. So here you can see that the Batman Arkham Origins, Batman and Deathstroke are good scale with each other. They are about the average size of a 6-inch figure compared to like DC Universe Classics Deathstroke, or the Batman Arkham City Batman, which it's because of the ears. It breaks my heart that Mattel isn't making at least really good 6-inch DC action figures, because these two figures show great potential what could have been. Whereas the Injustice Gods Among Us figures were very disappointing and not that great figures. These figures had great promise. Not only are they really good looking sculpted figures with really decent articulation, even with some of the articulation it's lacking, especially in Deathstroke. You know, Deathstroke came with 4 accessories. We don't see that much from 6-inch retail figures anymore. And yeah, like I know DC Collectibles has released Batman and they're gonna release Deathstroke. So if you aren't a big articulation junkie, you might just wait for those anyway. But like I said, I think these are really great figures, and you can find these for anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks, like BigBadToyStore.com, link is in the description. I really like them a lot. Like I said, they do have some issues maybe standing because of Batman's big cape, and with Deathstroke, because of the way his legs are, it could be a little tricky. But they look really awesome. They're really, the fun factor on these guys are really great. And like I said, if you're really a big fan of Batman Arkham Origins game and love those looks, you'll really like these figures. Like for that said, like I highly recommend them. For more geek news, reviews, podcasts, and more, go to bkbn.net. I'm Sean Long. Remember, celebrate your new in a big way.
Check out bkbn.net. Jason David Frank, Tommy the Green Ranger.
I'm afraid the odds aren't in your favor. What is this, the Hunger Games? I'm hungry for justice and fruitcake. Merry Christmas.